Baby, it's cold outside today. Yes, in the DMV, as the UCF Knights invade Morgantown to take on the West Virginia University Mountaineers. It should be a great game, televised on ESPNU on Saturday at 3:30. Yes, UCF is 4-6 overall, and West Virginia is 5-5. But don't let the 4-6 record of UCF fool you. They played the Big 12 conference schedule. So those freshmen and sophomores are now sophomores and juniors. And yes, they played like it. In their last outing against Arizona State, they put up 31 points in a loss after starting a freshman quarterback for the first time in a while. So yes, it's about the big game, trying to be bowl eligible. And before I forget, let's salute the seniors, the West Virginia University seniors that are going to be playing on the field for the last time at Mountaineer Stadium. Give them a hearty salute because they promoted the brand, the West Virginia University brand of tough football. So give them their proper send-off on Saturday. And turning to the UCF Knights, well, it starts with a great coach by the name of Gus Malzahn. If you don't know who he is, you better look him up. He was on the Auburn staff for years, the one that won the national championship with a guy by the name of Cam Newton. And also, he coached a team when he became head coach at Auburn to a national championship, and they lost to Florida State. So it's no shame in his game. He took over the UCF program. So if Mountaineer fans are sleeping on this opponent because they're 4-6, this is not a gimme. This is a bunch of Florida athletes that know how to get it done and a coach that has done it. So when you compare Neil Brown against Gus Malzahn, figure it out for yourself. It's going to be a big game and it's going to be a toss-up. And looking at the UCF Knights, their starting quarterback is going to be Dylan Risk, a freshman from Florida, 6'2", 205. Big time. He'll be in his second start in Morgantown. And he will be backed up by Ja'Cory Brown, who comes in to substitute for Risk on goal line. He's a good quarterback. He's 6'4", 220. So you got two quarterbacks to worry about, Dylan Risk and Ja'Cory Brown. But they use Ja'Cory when they get near the goal line. And you know about the dynamic running back in R.J. Harvey. He ripped off a $126 against Arizona State 2 weeks ago. Yes, he's big time, 5'9", over 200 pounds. It seems like every back that's coming into Morgantown weighs over 200 pounds and likes to pound the ball. Well, that's what he is. At wide receiver, they have Kobe Hudson along with a plethora of fine Florida athletes. So it does not get any better for West Virginia in facing this offense. Yes, and their offensive line is serviceable. So Gus Malzahn put this outfit together, this unit, and they should be a formidable opponent for West Virginia on Saturday. On defense, it starts with the tackles. Lee Hunt and Ricky Barber. Look for those names. And linebacker Deshaun Pace. And those are the guys on that defense that gets it started for UCF. And yes, by the way, I looked this up. UCF in total defense and offense ranks higher than West Virginia University this year. You get the picture, and West Virginia is missing their deep threat in Traylon Ray. So this game, tune in because it's going to be a close one. And as far as West Virginia, they've got to really rely on that ground game more than ever. But it's not been producing. You've got to get more yards out of Donaldson and Jaheim White. And now that Garrett Green is back at the throttle, he has to be Garrett Green and scramble for yards because he's going to need every yard he can get against the UCF defense. because I'm thinking West Virginia has struggled with their short to medium range passes in the passing game. They've hit Traylon Ray deep, but you have not seen a lot of mid-range passes be successful, and that requires touch. And those athletes for UCF is going to put the pressure on West Virginia and make them pass that ball. So their job is to shut down the run, but West Virginia has to return to form and run that ball on a cold day in Morgantown. On defense, they just have to show up and get some turnovers like they did in the Cincinnati game. They can't go AWOL. This is not a sleeper game. UCF is for real. Those fine collection of athletes is every bit as good as Baylor's collection of athletes. So if you're sleeping on this game, sleep no more. And tune in. Mountaineer strong. Leave no doubt. One minority voice. One view on this cold day. At B. Frank for real. C. Ivan Franklin. Boy, the wind is blowing out here. But go Mountaineers! And get this game and try to become bowl eligible.